The Ineos Britannia One-design AC40 training boat, Athena, suffered damage today. After a fire onboard, there were no reported injuries, and the boat was taken back to shore for assessment. Here we have team principal, Sir Ben Ainslie, who discusses what happened in Barcelona.
Yeah, difficult day for the team today. We had an electrical fire on board one of our AC40 yachts about 25 miles north of Barcelona. It always seems to be the case with these kind of incidents that happen a long way from home. Very, very difficult to manage these electrical battery fires in any circumstance, let alone on a 40-foot yacht out to sea. So the team did a really, really great job to get on top of the situation. So I'm really proud of how everyone reacted, and a big thank you to the team and also to the local fire department, both on shore and out on the water, for stepping up and coming to our assistance. We're really, really grateful for that. We've got the boat back to the dock now, and we need to assess the damage to figure out just how much damage has occurred and what that means for the program over the coming weeks. Nevertheless, it's been another really positive week for the team on the water, getting some really useful two-boat sailing together, learning a lot about these boats, the nuances, the techniques involved of maximising the performance. We know that will help us in the long run this summer with Race Boat 3 in the America's Cup.
This is your weekly global sailing highlights show, The World on Water, February 23, 2024. The Royal Ocean Racing Club's Caribbean 600 is one of the great 600-mile ocean race challenges, along with epics such as the Rolex Fastnet Race. This 600 nautical mile race circumnavigates 11 Caribbean islands starting from English Harbour, Antigua, and then heads north as far as St Martin and south to Guadeloupe, taking in Barbuda, Nevis, St Kitts, Saba, and St Barths. The 15th edition of the RORC Caribbean 600 started in glorious conditions on Monday, the 19th of February, off Fort Charlotte, Antigua. 64 boats with over 500 sailors from all over the world took to the start for the non-stop 600 nautical mile race around 11 Caribbean islands. The southeasterly breeze, gusting up to 17 knots, produced a fast start to the Caribbean Classic. The outer distance mark was very busy for the first start, with 4 charter boats giving their guests on board the thrill of winning the pin end. The second start was a combination of some of the most technically advanced boats in the race, and the race to the line was just as competitive as the first start. Niklas Zenström's Karkik 52, Ran, Sweden, made a good start inshore of Ricky and Deget. Peter and David Askew's Butin 52, Wizard, USA, also got away well. In the Class 40 division, Richard Palmer's Jangada 40, Great Britain, skippered by Rupert Holmes, made a clean start inshore. James Mahew's Tequila and Mathieu Jones, Alternative Sailing, Constructions du Bellon, France, also got away to a flyer. 5 hours into the race, Tequila was the clear leader in the Class 40s. 4. Maxis, barreling into the pin at top speed, was a breathtaking sight for the IRC Super Zero start. In the mix were Far 70 Ocean Breeze, Austria, skippered by Johann Schwartz, and VO65, CC, Austria, skippered by Gerwin Janssen. The last start featured 11 multi-hulls, including 3 Mod 70s vying for the race record, and multi-hull line honours. As with all of the previous starts, it was rush hour at the pin end. However, Eric Maris, Mod 70, Zulu, France, started on port, blasting right over the top of the fleet like Zulu had been shot out of a cannon. Adrian Keller's Irons 84, Allegra, Switzerland, got a great start at the pin end. Approximately 5 hours into the race, the leader on corrected time in IRC2 is Peter McQuinney's JPK 1080, in theory off the USA. The leader for IRC1 was Richard Fromentin's JPK 1180, Cocody, France. Joel Aronson's Hylas 49, Rule 1, USA, was over the line but returned to start correctly. It is always great to see the fleet all get away to a clear start, commented RORC race director Steve Cole. The RORC race team will be monitoring the fleet 24/7 and will bring you updates as they come to hand. This is not one for the faint-hearted. After having to pit stop in Rio because of the loss of two of his rudders, third-placed Arkea Ultim Challenge Brest skipper Armel Leclerc was hopeful of returning to the racecourse. The boss of Armel's Banque Populaire team, Ronan Lucas, explained that two replacement rudders were in transit, confirming that he is hopeful that Armel would be able to leave on Sunday. Two rudders are being transported by the team to the Brazilian port. These are substantial pieces. It was not easy to get them to Brazil, he explained, thanking the French embassy in Brazil and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for facilitating their task.
Contact devant! Contact derrière! Mais on n'est pas plaqué! La garde va nous aider. On a morflé un peu.
Ouais.
Ouh. Putain, après le Cap Horn, hein.
Ouais, c'était chaud.
On a pris une dep, ouais, c'était chaud, c'est monté à 45 nœuds, c'était 45 nœuds établis, 50 nœuds en rafale. On vient d'arriver à Rio pour une escale technique. J'ai eu deux avaries coup sur coup. La première d'abord sur le safran de flotteur bâbord, qui suite à un choc avec un gros morceau de bois, j'avais l'impression que c'était vraiment ça. Tout s'est arraché, le safran est parti. Mais on a décidé avec l'équipe de continuer la course parce que c'était encore maniable, le bateau était relativement safe, même si c'était un peu moins performant. Et puis malheureusement, hier après-midi, c'est le safran de la coque centrale qui lui s'est cassé sous charge. Et là, du coup, c'est devenu beaucoup plus compliqué, voire impossible de continuer la course parce qu'avec un seul safran sur un trimaran, c'est pas du tout confortable, voire même impossible. Et on a décidé donc de s'arrêter pour essayer de trouver des solutions pour partir le plus vite possible. Voilà, il faut de nouveau se reprojeter, il faut imaginer d'autres scénarios. On voit un peu tout défiler, on s'imagine que c'est fini, après on se dit que c'est peut-être pas fini, qu'on peut repartir. Bon voilà, tant qu'il y a de l'espoir, on va essayer. Après, c'est sûr que c'est compliqué, c'est pas des petites casses. Maintenant, on avait prévu avec le team du matériel de spare, on avait un jeu de safran complet, une dérive de spare, on a des voiles de spare. Donc on savait que ça pouvait servir pendant ce tour du monde. Et malheureusement, on va devoir utiliser cette joker. Il reste 10 jours de mer environ, mais il faut oublier qu'on va arriver en Bretagne, c'est encore l'hiver, il y a des dépressions fortes qui peuvent finir le parcours et mettre le bateau à rude épreuve. Donc il ne faudrait pas qu'on fasse de bêtises sur la fin de course. Donc il faut être sûr de partir avec un bateau en sécurité et pouvoir terminer ce tour du monde, c'est l'objectif. Rien, à l'échelle d'un tour du monde, c'est sûr qu'on a l'impression qu'on est arrivé, je crois qu'on a fait, je crois qu'il reste 15% du parcours à effectuer, donc c'est pas grand chose, j'en ai fait 85, donc le plus gros est derrière moi, mais oui, ça reste quand même une transat. Il va falloir repasser l'équateur, le poteau noir, et ensuite l'Atlantique Nord. L'Atlantique Nord, ça peut être très difficile, ça peut être voire même plus compliqué que les mers du Sud à cette époque-ci de l'année. Donc on va y aller, déjà essayer de repartir le plus vite possible. Et après on verra, on essaiera de gérer toute cette fin de parcours parce qu'il faudra être concentré jusqu'à l'arrivée à Brest. C'est sûr que tant que la ligne d'arrivée n'est pas franchie, il peut se passer encore plein de choses.
Jason Carroll's Mod 70 Argo has taken multi-hull line honors in the 2024 Caribbean 600 in an elapsed time of 01 day, 8 hours, 08 minutes, and 40 seconds. Eric Meris, Mod 70 Sulu, was the second boat to finish the ORC Caribbean 600 and was just 19 minutes behind Zulu after over 32 hours of intense racing. Alexia Barria's Mod 70 Lamosa, the famous project, co-skippered by D. Kafari, completed the multi-hull line honors podium, finishing the race less than 4 hours behind Argo.
It's beautiful weather. It's a nice length of race. I think it's a good challenging length, and it just is super active for the whole crew the entire time. I think it keeps us all busy. Beautiful scenery, beautiful people. It's just an awesome race.
We thought we were going to catch them 3 or 4 times around the course, and every time we got close to them, they kept running away from us.
Has been like this. We've, the last 2 editions with the Mod 70s has been won within the last couple of tacks on the finish line. So we knew we just couldn't take our foot off the gas the whole way around, which is, why we love this race. It's epic. You get to a corner and that you reshuffle the pack and you can get dealt a great card or a bad card, and you just got to play the odds.
Our leg from Barbuda down to Redondo Rock ended up being a very, very blistering 125 two-wind angle reach with J1 and mainsail, and we are doing 35 to 40 as the seas slowly built.
Almost next to one another, very fast, and then they managed to escape one more time. But that was a crazy leg. Well done. Very impressive.
Kept us on our toes the whole time.
Well done.
We were definitely nervous.
Cupid's arrow once again struck beautiful Barcelona that served up warming southerly building breezes and flat waters that the New York Yacht Club, American Magic, took full advantage of on 2 long 2-boat sessions where no love was lost in the search for speed and racecraft.
Terry Hutchinson, if I was going to describe the last couple of days of sailing, watching the Americans, efficiency would be the word I would use. You look like you've got the most out of both days that we've had so far.
Yeah. First day we went out in that really tough offshore breeze, and we did a little bit of damage to Boat 1's rig, which was why we didn't get to 2-boat yesterday. So that was a bit disappointing. But yesterday they made the most of it, and today again I think we made the most of it. Got out there and met the breeze and did what we needed to do, and cycling through the sail stuff, the flight control stuff, all the things that go into racing the boats well. But
you mentioned flight control. Then are the guys sailing the boat manually? They're not using the autopilot at this point.
We're doing a combination of everything. So it's a gradual progression, and we know where we have to go. So might as well just start doing it.
When we've been watching over the last couple of weeks, it's been very hard to detect any real difference between the performance of the 2 boats.
Yeah.
Very evenly matched. Today we saw something we thought was quite significant. The boat to leeward managing to claw its way up very close to the boat to windward going upwind.
It's more on, it's a great observation, because I think it's actually more on port tack as you're coming into the beach. There's a little bit of a leeward boat effect with the wind. And if you go to the Wayback Machine, we saw a very similar
characteristic in Valencia, and you see a very characteristic, race in the 52s here. That leeward right side is reasonably strong, and there's a crossover when you get far enough offshore that you don't get an acceleration down the beach, but it's very subtle. But in these boats, when you're going the speeds that they're going, it happens reasonably quickly.
What are the parameters that the guys are playing with on the boats? What are you changing, other than just the sail trim? I guess cant angle, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's another good question because there's so many variables, and we're trying really hard to probably keep as much of the stuff locked in, and each adjustment is a quantifiable one, be it a cant angle or a sheet tension or a ride height, or one known. So every single time that we make an adjustment, you can quantify it in the performance of the boat. But Mother Nature is Mother Nature, and the thing that's awesome about these boats is you sail in a half a knot more wind speed, and it's exponentially that much better. It's not just a half a knot of boat speed. The boats accelerate, they go faster, and so yeah. I mean, it's fun to see and it's fun to watch. I mean, it's impressive when you contemplate where we've come from with two-boat testing and the Wayback Machine and the version 5 boats, and where you end up. I think our last week we did over 250 miles in 3 days, in only like 3.5 hours of sailing a day. So it's not like you're doing a lot of hours, but you're covering a lot of miles. So yeah, it's good.
The Dubai Duty-Free SB20 World Championships witnessed a thrilling day of racing with 3 completed races. The first race started at 2:15 p.m, and unlike previous days, the wind was stable and consistent, ranging from 6 to 9 knots. Despite the calmer conditions seen at the start of the championship, today's racing remained challenging. Sailors contended with varying wind strengths and directions, adding complexity to the races.
It's the penultimate day of the Dubai Duty-Free SB20 World Championships. Now, this class attracts a diverse range of sailors, from amateurs to professionals to Olympic medalists. We've got women's teams here, youth teams, and in fact, the age range is really impressive. We've got some sailors here who are in their 70s, right down to our youngest sailor on the water, who is just 10 years old. And I caught up with Finley, who is 13.
Being one of the youngest skippers here is very difficult. But I have lots of support with DOSC and Dubai Duty Free, so it's still very scary, and it's a very big adventure when you're against people a lot older than you.
Racing started a little later today as we were waiting for the sea breeze to fill in, and once that northerly wind of 6 to 9 knots arrived, it remained consistent throughout the day, and we had 3 races. As we go into our final day of racing, the fight in the top 5 is getting really close. We have the same overnight leaders of Kids Inc, but now just 12 points back to Desert Eagle in 2nd place, who are closing the gap. Rental Car are lying in 3rd overall, but just off the podium in 4th, and with their best day of results on the water, it is Australian team Porco Rosso.
Plenty of opportunities still with only the one drop, so unfortunately we're carrying UFD, so we haven't quite got the opportunity to take the risk that we might like to, but yeah, still opportunities, particularly with these light conditions for only a shift or a bad start, and there's, as you say, opportunities for us to move forward. Have to look at the scorecard to see who the risks behind us might be, but yeah, sitting in a good spot.
We had an amazing last race. First race we struggled a lot, we got also penalty, but I would say in the last 2 days, great days, we had a lot of fun and a very good organization. We are happy of hosting all these people here.
After a little more than 48 hours of technical stopover in Rio de Janeiro, Arkea Ultim Challenge Brest skipper Armel Leclerc and his Ultim Maxi Bank Populaire 11 have returned to the racetrack. He docked out from Rio at a little after 16:30 hours UTC and resumed racing in third place at 17:38 hours UTC.
Dimanche 18 février et on est reparti de Rio. Ça y est, on a 3 safrans à bord de Banque Populaire. L'escale technique était efficace, on a mis 2 jours pour remettre le bateau à peu près en état. Et c'est reparti, on va aller finir ce tour du monde en route pour Brest maintenant. Et voilà, là on est direction plein est pour aller récupérer du vent et remonter maintenant vers l'Atlantique Nord, l'Équateur dans 3 jours, 3 jours normalement pour revenir dans l'hémisphère nord. Donc un grand merci à tous ceux qui nous ont aidés au Brésil, la France, la logistique, la douane, voilà, toute cette chaîne humaine qui a été super, efficace et c'est vraiment très sympa d'avoir vécu cette histoire avec vous, même si on aurait préféré ne pas s'arrêter, mais c'est le jeu. Et le principal c'est qu'on soit reparti. L'équipe a fait un super boulot et ils vont mériter une bonne nuit ce soir. Et puis moi je vais m'occuper du bateau et finir ce Arkea Ultim Challenge avec Banque Populaire. Allez, à bientôt. Ciao ciao.
Everyone has been saying it's like a typical Lincoln race, with glamour conditions expected overnight. The 22-strong fleet set off from Adelaide last Friday afternoon, with the early finishes expected to arrive in the early hours of Saturday morning. This 160 nautical mile race has the course taking yachts across the Gulf of St Vincent, to Marion Reef, at the bottom of the York Peninsula, into Investigator Strait, towards Cape Spencer, before the fleet turned northwest towards Cape Donington, and into Port Lincoln.
Everything. I mean, it's just a perfect race. It's our little mini Sydney Hobart. We have champagne sailing. It's beautiful weather this time. And I've got my mate Scotty over there, which you know. We've got the bets on already, by the way.
The team's awesome. A few new faces this year. Like to keep bringing new blood into the event and trying to increase its popularity. But the forecast is looking like a pretty standard Lincoln race, really. On the nose as we head out from the start, and then sort of freeing up towards Marion Reef, and then nice reach across the foot, and then on a spinnakers going to the finish. A little bit better than normal, I think, in terms of breeze-wise at the end on the current forecast. Maybe not a glass out like we normally get, but yeah. The forecast is showing that there will be a bit more breeze, but I'd expect it to be a little bit lighter. So it'll probably be coming from Dangerous Reef to Donington in sort of 7 to 8 knots of breeze. As per normal, it's a quality fleet with always going to be good competition when you come over here.
Everything. I mean, it's just a perfect race. It's our little mini Sydney Hobart. We have champagne sailing. It's beautiful weather this time. And I've got my mate Scotty over there, which you know. We've got the bets on already, by the way. It's a typical Lincoln race, I reckon. And it'll be beautiful stars tonight as well, I reckon. No clouds to worry about, just a pair of shorts, I reckon. A little bit windier would help our boat, but yeah, it's a dream cruise across, we hope.
UAE-based teams clutched the top positions at the Dubai Duty-Free SB20 World Championships Day 2024, with Team Kids Inc. winning the overall title. The Dubai Duty-Free SB20 Triple Sailing Championships came to an end after the grand finale of SB20 World Championships, with 5 days of thrilling races with Team Kids Inc. winning the final title.
It's the final day with many a tight battle across the fleet, including in the youth and Corinthian categories. And it is super close in the top 3 for the final 2 races as we head out to find out who will be crowned the winners of the Dubai Duty-Free SB20 World Championships.
Yeah, I am definitely proud about what we achieved here in Dubai, growing this fleet from 14 boats to 30 plus, and the World Championships hosted here, which are really at the international level, right? I don't really believe personally that it gets any better. We have really reached the right level of racing here in Dubai.
The Wicked have given a phenomenal amount of support both to us and to the event as a whole. As well as providing the fantastic race village here. We provided quite a lot of the branding, and then for us personally as a team.
After a 13-race series and a closely fought battle for the podium, Super Bella takes 3rd place, 2nd overall goes to Desert Eagle, and the Dubai Duty-Free SB20 World Champions 2024 are Kids Inc.
I think it's absolutely fantastic that we had a great diversity in terms of nationalities, sailors from 11 different countries, and to cap it all, to have a finish with Kids Inc., skippered by Shadad Bulgazi, and a women's team, and with Emirati sailors.
Oh, it's still a bit surreal right now. Yeah, it's amazing. We left it till the very last minute to make it. Yeah, stressful. And now you just see like the tip of the iceberg, but we've been together for 2 months training, working, on the boat, on each other, working as a team. We went out, we didn't aim to win any race. We just wanted to do our best, in every race, and we did that. We never won a race.
Never.
So it just shows you never have to go out thinking to win.